What do you think, buddy?
Mis nalgas, es frío y necesito mucho sopa, por favor.
Sí.
Mucho sopa.
Sopa. Yo también. Sopa, porque es muy frío.
Ay,
Sí.
caramba, estoy frío.
Well, the cold spell hit, and Chefy Num Nums has decided we're gonna help you get through it. We're gonna do some chicken noodle soup. And just a very simple, got some aromatics in there, but very straightforward and very soul warming on these unbelievably cold winter nights. I live in Texas, and it's not supposed to get that cold here. What happened, Texas? Texas, you let me down. Oh my goodness. Kevin and I are gonna get you through it. Don't you worry. We got you covered. Let's get into this. Hi, I'm Chef Joseph Farner, and welcome to Chefy Nom Noms, channel where I teach you method over recipe, with a little help from my friend, Kevin the Bacon. We're gonna take you on a culinary adventure that's gonna keep your taste buds dancing, and your guests coming back for more. This time, our culinary adventure begins with mirepoix, that is just carrots, onions, and celery. It's a very basic base for most soups. I have some kale here because I like to throw that in there, and some garlic. I also have some fresh thyme, some better than bouillon, chicken, I think it's a roasted chicken one I used here, and some simple egg noodles. You can use whatever you want. Those are also optional. And of course, chicken for the chicken noodle soup. A little Charles Barkley walking around in the background. I'm gonna shred that kale up and just set it aside, and then I'm going to large dice the onion. I like to keep them at about a half-inch square or so. This makes for a pretty perfect soup. The main thing is to try to make sure that they stay pretty uniform. Now for our celery, we will just cut off the tip and remove any of the leaves. I do one single slice down the middle and then cut it into small pieces. For our carrots, I'm using the baby carrots because Charles Barkley likes to eat these as a treat, so I had a bunch. I just cut these up into little circles. And then our fresh thyme. You know how Chefy Nom Noms loves our aromatics. We're going to mix that up completely through our mirepoix here and then set it aside. Now for our chicken, we will just cut off any of the cartilage or fat. And this was a big old chicken breast, so we're going to cut that on a long way all the way down the middle, just in half. And then we'll cut them into strips and cut those strips into dices. Once your chicken's all diced up, we'll set it in the bowl and also set that aside. Now for our chicken, we're going to start a pan. We're going to get it hot, put a little bit of avocado oil in there. Then we're going to take some of our pre-minced garlic. I like to use this because it's not very garlic forward. It's just kind of there, kind of like a garlic hug, if you would. Now once that garlic starts to brown up just a little bit, we're going to throw our chicken in there, and then we will season with salt and pepper after we get that garlic kind of nice and incorporated into our chicken. Now as we're cooking our chicken, we're not trying to cook it all the way through because that would leave a dry feel to your chicken. You're just going to cook this till it's about halfway done, and then you're going to set it aside and put the main pot on. There we go. Now when you get that main pot on, we're going to put a little bit more avocado oil in the bottom. Then we will add our mirepoix with our aromatics and our better than bouillon, 2 big scoops. I'm going to take this better than bouillon and I'm going to mix it very thoroughly through our mirepoix, and I'm going to allow it to heat up with the better than bouillon in it. I do this rather than making a better than bouillon chicken stock because it really bolsters that flavor and helps pull it through the entire dish. It really brings it together. I highly recommend it. Now we'll add our chicken that is only halfway cooked, and you want to get this chicken in, mix it through everything very quickly, and then you're going to pour in cold water. And the cold water is important because it's going to help you time your chicken so that your chicken doesn't overcook before your vegetables are ready. because as you start to heat this broth up, it will pull those flavors into the broth and give you an unbelievably flavorful broth. Now you'll see that you start to get some movement. That means it's heating up. That's when it's time to put in your kale. I'm gonna put in the kale, and then once it starts to simmer, it should be perfectly done. You see here, nice simmer, perfectly done kale, absolutely delicious. Now, optionally, you can put some egg noodles in here. Egg noodles are very simple, just boil them in water. And then you put the soup over the top, and there you have my amazing chicken noodle soup with kale. And that's how you make my amazing, soul-warming chicken noodle soup. We hope that you found this video delicious and informative as always. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Chefy Num Nums.